Whispers of the Forgotten, a journey into the haunted mansion.
The dilapidated mansion stood ominously at the outskirts of the town, a remnant of a forgotten era. Time had taken its toll on the once majestic facade, leaving shattered windows and crooked shutters in its wake. The locals whispered about the mansion in hushed tones, sharing stories of unsolved disappearances and eerie sightings that had haunted the property for years. On a moonless night, a group of curious friends made the daring decision to explore the notorious mansion. The atmosphere was heavy with an unsettling stillness as they cautiously approached the creaking front door. Pausing for a moment, they exchanged anxious glances before summoning the courage to push open the door, which emitted a spine-chilling groan. Inside, the air was as frigid as death itself, permeated with the scent of decay. Dust particles danced in the dim light that seeped through cracked windows, casting eerie shadows on the peeling wallpaper. Step by step, the friends ventured into the grand foyer, their every footfall echoing ominously through the empty corridors. As they delved deeper into the vast expanse of the mansion, peculiar sounds reverberated around them, whispers drifting on the breeze, bone-chilling laughter seemingly emanating from within the very walls. The temperature dropped dramatically, and an intangible presence seemed to fill the air, sending shivers down their spines.
Spectre of Stolen Homes Ravenswood's battle against the house hunger. In the serene town of Ravenswood, nestled amidst dense forests and rolling hills, there stood an ancient Victorian residence harboring a sinister secret. This was no ordinary house. It possessed an insatiable appetite for other homes, a malicious entity that coveted the essence of its neighboring dwellings, stealthily snatching them away under the cover of darkness. The peculiar occurrence began quietly, with murmurs circulating among the townsfolk regarding vanished homes and bewildered families rendered homeless. As more houses disappeared without a trace, fear tightened its grip on the community. Desperation permeated the air, and the residents dared not openly discuss the accursed house situated at the end of Willow Street. John and Sarah Anderson, a young couple yearning for a tranquil existence, unknowingly resided next to this malevolent abode. Though an unexplainable unease washed over them whenever they passed by, the allure of the Victorian charm kept them blissfully oblivious. On a foreboding night, the Andersons were abruptly awakened by a deep rumble that reverberated through their dwelling. As they stumbled out of bed, they were confronted with the horrifying sight of their own home, gradually succumbing to encroaching shadows emanating from the cursed Victorian mansion. Terror-stricken, they attempted to flee, only to be met with an invisible force that barred their escape. Jasper's Grin, the cursed carnival of Wilmont. In the small, seemingly peaceful town of Wilmont, a traveling circus arrived on the outskirts one gloomy evening. Among the vibrant tents and whimsical attractions, a sinister figure emerged, a clown named Jasper the Jester. With a painted smile that never seemed to fade, Jasper's presence sent shivers down the spines of those who crossed his path. As night fell, an unsettling hush settled over Wilmont. The townspeople, curious and drawn by the allure of the circus, gathered under the faded big top. Unbeknownst to them, Jasper the Jester's sinister performance was about to unfold. The circus lights flickered, casting eerie shadows on the worn-out canvas. The air grew thick with an otherworldly energy as Jasper took center stage, his painted grin widening unnaturally. The townspeople, captivated by the hypnotic melody of a distorted calliope, watched in both horror and fascination. Jasper's performance twisted from playful antics to dark, malevolent tricks. He juggled phantom knives that seemed to materialize out of thin air, and his laughter echoed in a dissonant chorus that sent chills down the spines of the onlookers. As the crowd became more entranced, a feeling of unease settled upon Wilmont. As the night wore on, the townspeople found themselves unable to tear their eyes away from Jasper's haunting performance. The carnival atmosphere shifted into a nightmarish dreamscape, and the boundaries between reality and illusion blurred. Shadows danced at the edges of the tent, taking grotesque forms that mirrored Jasper's malevolent grin. Suddenly, the clown vanished into the darkness, leaving the townspeople bewildered and on edge. Unsettled whispers spread through the crowd as they realized the circus had become a trap, a macabre stage for Jasper's wicked intentions. One by one, the townspeople started to experience chilling encounters with the malevolent clown. A child claimed to have seen Jasper's painted face peering through their bedroom window at night, and a shopkeeper reported hearing haunting laughter echoing through the empty streets. The once cheerful atmosphere of Wilmont transformed into a nightmare, and the townspeople lived in constant fear of the lurking clown. As the days passed, Jasper's influence grew stronger. He seemed to materialize at the edge of every shadow, his painted grin an ever-present specter haunting the town. No matter how hard the townspeople tried to escape, Jasper's laughter echoed in the air, a haunting reminder of their shared nightmare. Driven to the brink of madness, the townspeople gathered in desperation. Armed with ancient talismans and blessed artifacts, they devised a plan to banish Jasper the Jester from Wilmont once and for all. With trembling hands, they performed a ritual beneath the blood-red moon, hoping to break the clown's malevolent hold on their town. As the ritual reached its climax, the air crackled with an otherworldly energy. Jasper's laughter turned to agonized screams, and a swirling vortex enveloped the cursed circus grounds. In a blinding flash of light, the clown and the sinister carnival disappeared, leaving Wilmont in an eerie silence. The townspeople, exhausted and scarred by their ordeal, cautiously emerged from the shadows. The once cursed town slowly returned to normal, but the memory of Jasper the Jester lingered like a chilling nightmare. Wilmont, forever changed by the malevolent clown's visit, became a cautionary tale shared in hushed whispers, a reminder that even in the most seemingly idyllic places, darkness could manifest in the form of a painted grin. The echoes of the distorted grin. It was an ordinary evening when I first encountered the haunting presence of the clown. I had just left work, my footsteps echoing through the desolate streets as I walked home. The flickering streetlights cast long, sinister shadows, creating an eerie ambience that set my nerves on edge. As I turned a dimly lit corner, I caught a glimpse of something out of the corner of my eye, a flash of colorful fabric and a distorted reflection in a puddle. I quickened my pace, dismissing it as a trick of the dimly lit environment, but the uneasy feeling lingered, a subtle awareness that something was amiss. With every turn I took, the sense of dread deepened. I began to hear faint, echoing laughter carried by the wind like a sinister melody. I stole glances over my shoulder, half expecting to see a lurking figure in the darkness. My heart pounded in my chest, and a cold sweat clung to my skin. It wasn't until I reached my apartment building that the horror escalated. The flickering hallway lights illuminated a familiar face, a painted ghastly grin leering at me from the shadows. The clown, with grotesque makeup and hollow eyes, stood at the end of the corridor, an unsettling silhouette against the peeling wallpaper. Terrified, I fumbled for my keys, glancing back to find the clown now inches away, his laughter echoing through the narrow hallway. Panic seized me as I stumbled into my apartment, locking the door behind me. My breaths came in ragged gasps as I peered through the blinds, half expecting to see the sinister figure still watching. Night after night, the haunting clown persisted in its pursuit. It appeared at the edge of my vision, a distorted grin lurking in the shadows. Its laughter echoed through the empty streets, a chilling reminder that it was never far behind. I sought refuge in the daylight, hoping the clown would retreat into the darkness. Yet it persisted, becoming an ever-present specter in the corners of my life. Sleep became elusive as the clown invaded my nightmares, its laughter haunting my every waking moment. Desperation set in as I tried to uncover the origin of this malevolent force. My research led me to an old abandoned circus that had once thrived on the outskirts of town. Legends spoke of a cursed performer, a clown who had met a tragic end and returned to torment the living. With trepidation, I ventured into the decaying remnants of the circus, the air thick with the stench of decay. As I reached the center ring, the laughter grew deafening, and the ghostly figure of the clown materialized before me. In a chilling whisper, it spoke of a long-forgotten promise, a bond that tied us together. It claimed that only by embracing the darkness could I free myself from its relentless pursuit. Panic surged as I realized the truth. The clown was a manifestation of my own fears and regrets. In a desperate attempt to break the curse, I confronted the twisted reflection of myself. The clown contorted and writhed, merging with my own shadow until there was nothing left but an echoing laughter that faded into the night. As dawn broke, the sense of dread lifted, and the haunting presence of the clown vanished. The once flickering streetlights now bathed the world in a warm glow. But the memory of that malevolent clown lingered, a cautionary tale that darkness could take many forms, even the distorted reflection of one's own fears.